Hi, friends. This is Wendy Harrop, and welcome to the Say Yes to Yourself podcast. On the Say Yes to Yourself podcast, you'll hear stories from women just like us who are adding the practice of saying yes in their daily lives in big and small ways, and as a result, are experiencing the truth that everybody wins when you say yes to yourself. Saying yes to yourself is a graceful unfolding, an intentional becoming of the very best version of you. It is my hope that in these conversations, we are able to find our truth and be inspired and empowered to live our very best lives. I'm so excited to go on this journey with you, and I look forward to finding a bit of our own story in each other's.
Bonjour, mon ami. Welcome back to the podcast. I'm so happy to have you here and so happy to be in France. Oh my goodness. Amelia and I are having such a good time and we're very exhausted. We've been accepting furniture deliveries and connecting with different vendors and contractors that are coming over and practicing my French and being nervous and blissfully exhausted at the end of each day. And, it's so fascinating. People have been messaging me on Instagram saying, I want to see pictures. I want to see pictures. And to be completely honest, my loves, which is my aim every day with everything I say, I feel nervous to show pictures because I just got here and it's not the way that it's going to be. And it's been so hot. Oh my gosh, it's been so hot. So the grass is all crispy and the plants are crispy and there's weeds coming out of the rocks. And I don't know if that's what you want to see. And I don't know if taking a picture of it just shows me everything I'm not doing, everything I haven't gotten done yet. I don't know exactly what my resistance is about. And so I'm spending time with my journal, but I am also going to be courageous and show pictures of the process because I treasure you and I treasure that we're on this journey together. And I totally wouldn't care about any picture that you showed. I would not be judging you. So I'm going to show myself the same grace that I show other people. Oh, well, what a good idea. And how generous of me to be towards myself. Isn't it fascinating? Because I am not robbing myself of documenting where I am in the process of getting this beautiful historic home together. I'm robbing myself of the encouragement. Ooh, this is how you know I'm not lying. I'm robbing myself of the encouragement of this beautiful community that I've curated. And I know, like, these things are amazing and they're totally inspiring and totally overwhelming and totally inspiring again. And the thing that makes it inspiring to me is sharing it. I had the same experience in the years that when I arrived at the Phineas Wright House, I had such big dreams, and this huge property was slow to conform to what I wanted it to be. And now it's so, 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 so beautiful. And I know the same will be true for Menarderie. And it is beautiful in her gorgeous, stately, crispy grass kind of way. So thank you for that. I obviously needed to get that out of my body. And I'm so happy that we are carrying on our gorgeous theme of all things French with today's guest. We have the amazing Adrienne Ryser. She is the florist and owner of La Voissoir, Paris's oldest flower shop, and she has florals in her blood. She grew up the daughter of horticulturists in California, After working at a high-end flower shop in West Hollywood, a chance romantic encounter led her to Paris in 2016. There, she fell in love again, this time with La Resoir, a charming flower shop that has been a fixture of the 11th arrondissement for more than a century. Adrienne acquired the shop from its retiring owners and transformed it into one of the city's most sought after florists, creating arrangements for highly visible events and celebrities, as well as serving loyal neighborhood regulars. In her stunning debut book, Fleurs, studded with lush photography shot all over the city of love, Adrienne shares her approach to flower arranging, combining her own whimsical influences with the more traditional French rules for flowers, as well as how and when to break them. In the style of a cookbook with more than 50 bouquet recipes, you can rely on clear step by step instructions and explanations and techniques. You are going to love this fun and fabulous conversation with Adrienne Ryser. In fact, a part of her book tour, she did a book signing on the plane from Paris to New York. How fun is that? I didn't even know I wanted to write a book until I knew you could have a book signing on a plane. That's so cool. And she is so cool. I know you're going to love this conversation.
Adrienne, I am so looking forward to this conversation. It would only be better if we were having drinks at Les
Ugh,
Maurice in Paris, but this will do.
on the sun.
That's right. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for inviting me to come on your podcast. I'm so excited to catch up and get to know you and talk about all of the things, all of the flowers.
I am so excited for this because you are living a dreamy life, and it takes one to know one, because I am also living a dreamy life. But when someone's beautiful experience makes me think, oh my gosh, I actually like so many of the things that she's doing and I'm not doing them, and not in a like, oh, I want to be her, but ooh, I want to be around her. I want to be like in her energy, and I want to also shine a spotlight on it. So these are my favorite kind of conversations.
Thank you so much. And thank you for the energy that you are bringing to this conversation right now. That's what I'm talking about.
Thank
I
you.
totally I always think, oh, if I saw myself, I would be like, oh my God, I'm dying to live her life. Like, I can't believe I get to be me.
I know. I feel the same way. And there's very few people that you can say, oh my gosh, it's so fun to be me right now.
I can't believe I get to be me.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm a normal human being. Like,
Mhm.
I have my ups and downs, but in the overall, I would be envious of me if I wasn't me. Because I get to
Exactly. Oh
do
my
all of
God.
the things I love all the time.
Exactly. Exactly. We will, the theme song for this episode will be Megan Trainor song. I just listened to it. It's so fun. It's If I Were You, I'd Want to Be Me Too. It's
Is
so
that a
fun.
song?
Yes.
Okay, I need to listen to that immediately. That's like my new.
Hilarious. It's like every day I wake up thanking God that I get to be me. And if I
It's
were you,
totally
I'd want to
Ariana.
be me too. Yep. It's so hilarious. So that's our theme song. So fun. And I love that we both started in Southern California, where
Oh,
like that is a location that many people dream of ending up. But maybe because we started there, we were already just,
I feel like there every day is perfect, kind of
yes.
like weather-wise. It's like another sunny day, another sunny day. And so maybe that contributed to our enthusiasm.
Yes, we lived in a music video, pretty much.
Totally.
Yes. And also, we wanted, well, I'll speak for me. I wanted more, and I wanted different, and I wanted
So true.
seasons. I
Yeah.
wanted it not to be sunny every day, especially from October 1st until December 1st. And that was fall. But in Southern California, fall is a decision you make. It's not supported by anything that's happening
It
around you.
doesn't exist. It's just a coat
No,
that you add on or a scarf or like an accessory, but you're
that's
actually
right.
sweating.
Exactly. While you're at the pumpkin patch in your cute brown boots, doing your
Yeah.
thing. And
So
yes,
I didn't crave for seasons, and I did always imagine like, okay, I loved where I grew up, but I didn't think I was gonna live there forever. For some reason, I knew that like I was gonna leave and I was gonna be on to bigger and better. I knew
right?
that in my heart, but I didn't know how incredible seasons were until I got to Paris. And I remember that first winter, everyone being like, "Oh my God, doesn't it suck?" And I'm like, "It's amazing!" Like the leaves, they turned yellow and then red and then orange and then they fell off and now they're just sticks. And then like spring came and I'm like, oh my God. And then the sticks, they just like
Yes.
bursted into green leaves and now they're like fluorescent and they're neon. I used to ask my husband, like, do you think the leaves are neon too? And he was like, I don't know. Like, I don't, I guess, and I was just like, oh my God, this is so amazing.
Yes.
However, I did like 10 years of seasons. I did start missing perfect every day.
Mm. That's so fascinating. But then you created perfect every day in what you were doing, which is so
True.
good because we get to move around. And I agree. I feel like the seasons were like watching a fashion show, right? I moved here in winter, so I didn't even really know what all of these sticks were capable of until spring rolled around. I was like, oh my gosh. And when I see even pictures of my house now in the summer, right, I'm like, oh my gosh, if it's winter. And when I see pictures in the winter while I'm in summer, I still can't wrap my head around
Yeah,
how much it changes.
love
But
it.
it's so fun. And I think that for me, and it sounds like for you as well, the key to living this dreamy, fabulous life is obviously saying yes to ourselves. And it's one yes after the other. And following the breadcrumbs, following our bliss. And of course, we didn't know it was going to end up this dreamy, and there's still so much more to come. So I would love to know, how are you saying yes to yourself in this season?
In this season, I'm saying yes to myself by believing in myself. Um, and as you know, I just had a book come out and that was super fun and a big success. I got to travel all around and like spread the love of flowers, which is what I really love to do. I love meeting people and connecting and showing them what I've learned in France and how just like cool it is. Yeah.
It's amazing. So tell us how Southern California, you reference Paris, like how did this happen and what do you do there and how did it
Okay.
lead to a book?
So I grew up in San Diego. My parents were horticulturists. And so I really grew up surrounded by flowers. However, I wanted to be different from my parents. I never thought I would be, in the flower industry. I was like actually embarrassed of it as a kid. I remember at one of my birthday parties, my parents had me hand out like mini grafted cactuses as party favors to the kids who came. And I remember being truly mortified. Like, why do I have to hand out mini grafted cactuses? Like, I just want to have candy,
Right?
good bags. Like, this sucks. But all the kids think it's so cool, right? But I was
Yes.
just, God, like, we are so weird.
It's so funny. I can hear my daughter, she's 12, and her like giant, if I ask her my parenting fail, she's like, Mom, you always take me to France for a month. I'm
Oh,
like, okay. She's like, I don't want to do that. I want to play with my friends. I'm like, okay, you tell your therapist all about how terrible
yeah,
I am that I take you to
exactly.
France for a month. So yes, I totally get like when you are that close to it, you don't
Yeah.
see how cool it is.
So I just grew up kind of like immersed in the flowers. And then I took a Euro trip. I was super young. I went to college in Los Angeles and I was studying journalism. I was obviously not going to become a florist. And then I took this trip with my friend to the south of France and we were staying with her grandparents' best friends.
Okay.
And another thing I didn't really feel like doing was like staying with someone's grandparents' best friends. I was trying to fight Lauren on it. I was like, I do not want to stay with them. Can't we like stay with cool people or like at a hostel with the young kids? Um, anyways, this grandma grandpa duo, cutest grandma grandpa in the world, they ended up being, and they lived in Villefranche on the turquoise water in the south of France. They invited their grandson over for dinner, and I was like so in love from the first second he walked through the door, but I never thought that I would see this person again because he lived in France, I lived in Los Angeles, and we were super young, but we kept in touch. We ended up doing long distance for 2 years, and he sold his car to have enough money to fly to LA and surprise me when I was like 21.
I love him.
I know. No, he's so sweet and still is the sweetest. And so I remember he was trying to move to California during those 2 years. And then one day it dawned on me, like, why am I not trying to move to Paris where he lives? Like, I should totally move.
Yeah.
So I packed up my life. I sold my car. I sold my couch. I had a new person to replace me in my roommate situation. And I left with my cat and 2 luggages. I arrived in Paris in 2016, and I had no visa. I had no plan. I didn't speak any French at all. I just knew I loved this French boy. A lot of people move to Paris because it's like a dream of theirs.
Right.
You know, I didn't even want to go to France initially. Like, Paris was not my dream. I was not a Francophile. I had never heard any word other than bonjour, literally.
Right.
So I got there and I was a bit lost, but I wanted to seem busy. Like, I wasn't just waiting around for a man. So I would spend my days wandering around. He would text me and say, "Hey, I'm coming home." And I would like quickly get dressed and run out so I could be busy. And when I was so busy, I was usually just frolicking alone. But I would always duck into the flower shops because they reminded me so much of home, you know, growing up with my parents. And like, although I was so far away and I didn't speak French, like the flowers were the language I needed to just like feel like, I don't know, connected. So I visited all the flower shops all of the time. And there was one that I absolutely loved called La Rosoir. It was on 80 Rue Oberkampf. And I came to find out that it was the oldest flower shop in Paris, and the couple who ran it, they met like by chance when he handed the woman walking by a bouquet of orange lilies, and like then they fell in love and they were running the shop together. They didn't have kids.
My gosh.
No, they were so cute.
Their life too.
And like they didn't have kids, and they're super French in the best way, but super talented, but like they were artists. So they were just they were characters. And one day I saw a sign in the window. It said, "We're looking for a florist." I walked in. In my broken French, I was like, I'm Adrienne. Like, I'm getting a visa soon. I don't speak that good of French, but I'm trying my best. I'm also not a florist, but like my parents are, and I grew up in the flowers, and I don't know what it was. They hadn't had an employee for 10 years. Like, it was just them, and they were committed to just doing it on their own, but they were getting to be kind of older. They hired me on the spot. I started on Valentine's Day. I have no idea why they hired me. I sucked at everything. Like, I didn't speak French. I didn't know how to make a proper bouquet, or at least like not their way. They were so particular, and they were doing things the La Rosoir way. So I had to learn everything from them. And I worked alongside them for 2 years, and they wouldn't let me speak a word in English. Like, I had to speak French when I was there, even if it was someone that I knew who spoke in English, who we don't speak in French together. Like, they would make me speak in French to them. And
Perfect.
I thought it was so mean at the time, but like now I'm fluent in French, and like I started off being fluent in flower French. Now I'm actually, but it's really thanks to them. And like I said, they taught me everything I know. They were creative geniuses and so talented. And 2 years into working there, they told me that they're selling the business, and like they don't care anymore. It could become a Foot Locker. It could become a restaurant. They're just like done, and they're selling it. And the second they told me that, I was like, I'm buying this flower shop. Like, there's not even a question. So I remember I went home, I talked to my parents about it, and they were like kind of confused how their daughter ended up, I graduated college and then I like moved to Paris for some boy and was like wandering the streets, like, and then worked in a flower shop. And they were like, what is happening? So then when I had this opportunity to buy the
They
flower,
obviously don't have the Hallmark channel. Otherwise, they would exactly what was happening.
like they were so supportive, but also I feel like they were like, hopefully this works out, Adrienne,
Right. Or you're coming home.
Yeah, I mean, my mom still begs me to come home every day. I called them and I was like, the flower shop's for sale. And my dad's like, let's go. We're buying this. So I went to all of the banks, finally got a loan. I ended up buying the flower shop during COVID. That's a whole nother story. But that was in 2020, November of 2020. I actually signed the papers and bought the shop. And ever since then, I've just tried to like grow the business in other ways. Like it was already very known in Paris, and people would come in for flowers, like regulars who lived in the neighborhood.
Sure.
But they didn't have a website, they didn't have a computer, they didn't even have a cash register. Like all of the orders were written down on little scraps of paper that were like flying all around the place. I think we had a phone, but we didn't have an email address. Like, so I just tried to grow the brand and
Nice.
create a website and hired more people because it was like just me and this one intern with them for the longest time. And so I just worked at it and like I did it all with so much passion because I had learned from them, like just seeing them get up in the morning, go to the flower market, and then work the whole day at the flower shop. And then after that, have enough energy to go out to dinner and like be so Parisian. I was just so inspired by them. And
Mm.
so, I mean, I promised that I was going to preserve their legacy. I haven't even talked to them since the day I signed the papers.
Oh, I was going to ask you, like, aren't they so proud of you? And
I
how
don't know.
this
So,
is
like, I
because they're not on Instagram. They don't even
so
know.
they are on Instagram and
Okay.
they have never posted anything, but they follow like this is all just because I'm a stalker, right?
Right, right,
They
right.
follow like 90 people and I'm one of them. And I'm
Aw,
not joking you, they're the first people to see everything I post. Like they
aw.
are looking and this little tobacco shop across the
Okay.
street, right?
To back, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's back. And the guy who worked there, now it's closed and I can't remember his name. He was like, "Hey, did you see um his name's Alain. He said, did you see Alain yesterday?" And I was like, no, why? And this was a year after I bought the shop. And he said, oh, because I saw that he drove by 5 times yesterday. And I was like,
Oh,
are you joking me? So, like, I know that they still drove by and I know that they see everything I do on Instagram. And I did like thank them in my book. I mean, I hope
good.
they saw it. I have no idea because
Of course they did.
I think that this shop was just so much their baby and they had so much history in there and they were like such sentimental people that I think selling it was just a lot. And I feel like they just couldn't even like I don't know, they couldn't ever talk to me ever again.
Right. That is so interesting and so not Californian. So I
I know.
understand like
It's like
feeling
all
like
of the neighbors on the street, I remember even were like, what? You bought the shop? Like we knew them for 30 years. They didn't even say goodbye or that they're selling. Like they just like kept it very private.
yeah.
And then here I am exposing it all. But they they left. They never really said anything to me after that. But I kind of like appreciate it in a way now
For
because
sure.
I had to really figure everything out for myself. I didn't have them to like help me and like they weren't there to answer questions for me for the as far as the business goes. And so I really had to like figure it out and I also got to kind of bring my own spirit into the shop because I wasn't
Exactly.
scared that they were going to come in and like
Right, tell you that you're doing it wrong or like you're busted. Your parents
yeah,
came home from vacation early or something
exactly.
and they
Like
were throwing a
so
party.
I think it actually did help me.
For sure. And Adrienne, okay, just as an outsider, if they were mad
or upset in any
Yeah.
way,
Yeah.
they would not be following you. They would not be
Yeah.
driving by. They would be sabotaging you and
Oh, for
taking it
sure.
back. Like it's
And
so
like they hired me, only me, and they sold me their flower shop, their baby. Like I
right.
know that that's major.
It is major. And
Yeah.
they love you, but they just don't have the language or the action that
Yeah.
that is fluent to how you and I would do it. So
Yeah.
I love this for you, and I love how there are cooperatives that are in the neighborhood that give
I
them
know, right?
information and
Hilarious.
also give you
I
information,
know.
and it's all just really darling, and I love also that they just get to do it the way that feels good to them, and you
Yeah,
get to do it the way that feels good to you, and
totally.
they can watch or not watch, and
Yeah,
I
but they
think
do.
there's right, but it's also such a good reminder of when and you're doing big, magical, fabulous things, but we're still human. And sometimes we feel like, ooh, is this too big? Is this too dreamy? Like, who do I think I am? And like, let me just remind everyone that I didn't want this, but look at how it happened. We can get in our own heads about what we really are eligible to have.
Mhm.
And when we can do what they've done,
Yeah.
which is disconnect from anybody's impression of how they're doing something and if it should be different. And like they're just being them. And I think
Mhm.
it's such a gorgeous permission slip to remind you that you just get to be you.
Yeah.
And anyone that has some alternate story of how your success came to you more easily than to some, or whatever nonsense people come up with, it's just not your story, that's theirs.
Yeah, you're so right. I think that rings true a lot to like the fact that so I bought the shop in Paris. I ran that for 7 years, and then I had the opportunity to open another flower shop in Oslo, in Norway, which is where
So fun.
I'm talking to you from now.
Brilliant.
But in Norway, they have this mindset where it's like, no, well, no one should outshine the other. Everyone is the same. Everyone should be the same. And then there's me who I'm like totally against the grain. And I'm like, telling them, no, but like they brought me here to be different. They wanted a French inspired flower shop. Like, and they're like, you shouldn't shine so bright. And I'm like, they
Oh
brought
my
me
gosh.
here to shine as bright as I freaking can. Like,
And the place where people go to see the northern lights is going to tell someone not to shine brightly. That doesn't even make sense. Like maybe they mean not brighter than that.
I know. No, so true. It's different mindsets. And I'm just, just learning, figuring it out.
Right. How is that landing for you?
I'm super grateful to have this opportunity to move to a
Right.
new place again. I mean,
Yeah.
like, that's amazing.
Right.
Once again, a place I never expected to go. Once again, a place I don't speak the language whatsoever. Once again, a place where I know no one or nothing. And like, I am here with my husband, who was super supportive of the move, and he was ready for the adventure. And then we got to bring our baby, who's a year and a half now. And like, I know that as much as I love Paris and like I still have my shop in Paris and I will always have Paris. And like after 10 years, I grew to love Paris more than anyone who thought they loved Paris initially. Like
I bet.
I absolutely love it. But I think for my baby, it is better to be here in Norway where it's a little bit more calm. And like obviously the Scandinavians have a reputation for how they raise and respect young children. And like I can't believe I get to give that to my baby. Like I just think that's the coolest thing ever. And then just to open the flower shop here and learn all of the cultural differences. It's not like France where people just pick up a bouquet on their way home, and like
Okay.
there are different challenges. Like the flower market isn't the biggest flower market in Europe as it is in Paris with like the best
Okay.
flowers ever. So we have to find different ways to get those amazing flowers. And like that's been super fun. And like so cool connecting with the local farmers of Oslo and meeting all of these really empowering women who helped me throw really cool book events and like champion me so much. And I think they're the coolest. And like they, for some reason, think I'm the coolest. And so I really love a lot of things about Oslo. I think that it's landing perfectly fine for now. I don't know. Like, I didn't think I would move to Paris. I didn't think I'd move here. So I don't know what is going to come after.
I love this opportunity that you have as well in being new to this community, but not new, like this is not your first flower shop. And you've already, like, you've shown yourself and whomever let you in to Oslo that you can
Yeah,
do it, right? And then to have the support of these local farmers that are most likely not new to the area, that you are getting to kind of spearhead this campaign of shifting a mindset that
totally.
no longer in service. And typically, spoiler alert, the women know first that something is outdated and want to
Yeah.
be a part of
Yeah.
positive, loving change, that they're able to support your efforts even though you might be taking a lot of the brunt as the front line of it, but you are feeling supported by the infrastructure of that
Yeah.
industry. That's
Totally.
so beautiful.
I'm so excited to have their product in my store because, as in France, I loved working with the local farmers and having all of the fresh flowers and foliage. And like these farmers have never had their products in a flower shop before. Like they're also
Okay.
just as like psyched as I am that we
Yes.
have this relationship. The only downfall is, of course, in Norway, the winter hits and then the
Right.
flowers aren't there anymore. So then you have to order like the old school way. But
Sure.
when we can, I love to go to the farm like twice a week and pick up fresh flowers grown in Oslo and incorporate them in my French inspired shop.
Oh my gosh. It's so beautiful and dreamy and amazing and fabulous. Who is taking care of Paris while you are in Oslo and while you're on this amazing book tour?
I am so grateful to have the best team ever. I have
Yay.
an amazing manager in Paris named Renaud, and he actually like started officially the day I moved to Oslo. So we've been getting to know each other while I'm here, and I couldn't love him any more than I do. He is totally the right person for this job. It took me a long time to find someone, and he is just the most passionate person ever. And he lived next to the flower shop for 20 years. So
Oh
he
my gosh.
knew its potential of gorgeousness when the old owners were there. And then he got to actually see the transformation of after when I bought it and like tried to turn it into something even better. And he just like I found him by chance, honestly, and he's the best thing that ever happened to me. And they're like better off without me, I'm telling you. And the way he
Mm.
runs the team there, no, seriously, I like to swoop in and give them like my fun creative ideas, and I still go back and forth a lot. So that's super cool. And I feel like I have the best of both. I have chaotic Paris and then I have calm Oslo. I can go to California when I need to. I can travel for my book when I need to. Like, I feel super free. I feel super happy that I set my life up that way because I am kind of chaotic too and not like easily can settle in one place or do the same thing every single day. That's just me.
You are medicine for Oslo. I
He's
love
really
that.
killing it, and he loves the opportunity that he's been given to run this shop that he's always loved. So, yeah, he created an amazing little team over there, and they're absolutely crushing it. We have amazing events coming up soon that I get to go to Paris for. And I love when he's like, hey, this client is asking if you will come. I'm like, oh, an excuse to come to Paris. Like, sign me up, give me all of the jobs. Thank you. I've never had so many positive Google reviews in my life. When I was there, it was like not as, he's just the best ever. And then I have two amazing florists who work in Oslo. They are like the two florists who know everything about floristry in Oslo. They worked in many different shops and they also know each other from the past. So, like, they're a great team and they totally hold it down here while I go to Paris or while I'm moving around. Like, I feel like I have the best support at the flower shops that one could ever have. And it's not lost on me how lucky I am because it's not always that easy.
For sure. And it has so much to
For
do.
sure.
I mean, really, it has everything to do with you and your energy and your relationship with control, with trust, with support. It's really beautiful because you have created this experience. You've attracted the amazing people. Of course, it's all the cooperative components, but anyone who is sitting in what looks like a really awful situation, we've also created that. So we're powerful.
But I also see so much potential in everyone that does and has ever worked for me. And I'm always like telling them, like, what are your dreams? Let's make them happen.
Right.
Do you want to do this, that, or the other thing? Like, I think we can get there. Let's just talk about what it is and let's make it happen. And I feel like we do.
Yes, you do. You are creating this beautiful experience. It's so gorgeous. And I love that it is not necessarily the tutelage you received when you were first starting. Like it was, this is
But
how
that
we
helped me
do
learn.
it.
I remember them
Totally. It's
being
all in
psycho.
service.
Totally. I remember just that everything, yeah, exactly. Everything's in service. Everything helps you learn and grow and develop and I'm so grateful for all of it.
Yes. And it can only get as expansive as the person feels safe to expand
Yeah.
to, right? And so because there's such a freshness to being new to a location, new to a city, new to the industry, even though you have quote unquote roots there. You have this ability to bring a freshness, but also street cred that you're not just, some flighty girl from California with big dreams in her heart and thinks everyone can just make rainbows and unicorns out of nothing. You are doing the work, but you are doing such a gorgeous job of sharing the spotlight, using your brightness to shine it on other people, which is just beautiful.
Thank you, Wendy. I hope I'm doing that.
You are. I don't know you and I'm witnessing it. So I am an outsider. I'm not just paid to be nice. And sometimes those things are hard for us to hear, but
I
that's what
received.
I'm here for. Good girl. That is the right answer. It is the right answer. It's that receptivity that makes it just expand even more. Well, you've written this beautiful book. You're going through all of this and you're expanding your reach into new countries. And we come up against those ceilings, those upper limits Gay Hendricks talks about in his book, The Big Leap, where we think, oh my gosh, like how good am I willing to get? And we come up against these ceilings, but when we align our desires and we say yes to ourselves and we do the big scary thing because we know it's calling us, it's not scaring us.
Yeah, it's not like I was not terrified to move to Paris.
Totally.
It's not like I wasn't. I remember we woke up, we were leaving Paris and we were going to come here and I was like so sick in the morning because like I felt so sad to be leaving our life in Paris. We spent 10 years like curating our dream lives basically. And then we just like, we up and left it for the potential of an even bigger dream life. But it is so scary. But I think if you have an amazing opportunity in front of you, like I don't want to look back and be like, oh man, like what was that?
Right.
And even though I miss Paris a lot and I miss my old life and I miss California a lot and I miss my old life there all the time. And I know here in Oslo, we're building, something amazing. And it's hard to see now, but I'm probably going to be throwing up the morning we leave here too and be
For
freaking out
sure.
because it's always that way. But we have to just keep it going.
Yes, because when you bump up against that ceiling and you keep going, that ceiling becomes your new floor. And
Yeah.
then there's the view is so incredible from up there. And
Mhm.
then you just do it again and do it again. I'm so delighted to know you. I'm so excited for you and this beautiful journey. Before I let you go, tell us a little bit about what the book is about. Is it just here's my fabulous life and you can look at it from the pleasure of your own home or what?
It's funny because when I actually got the book deal, I made a whole introduction pitch and I thought it was like the best thing ever and I submitted it. And my publisher came back to me and was like, "Honey, this isn't a book about how you met your husband. This isn't a book about how you fell in love in France and like on vacation. Okay. This is a book about flowers. Like reel it in." I was like, "Oh, sorry, you're right." So although like I love my husband and our love story and like my baby and how he's born in Paris next to the Eiffel Tower. It's not about all of that. It is about what I've learned working at La Rosoir and creating bouquets the French way. It's over 50 floral recipes and inspiration. I say in the book that all of the recipes like can be changed out for whatever you can find or forage. Moving to France taught me the art of foraging and in using things I once thought were weeds as ingredients in my bouquets. And then the other best, most incredible thing about my book is the photography that was taken by Katie Donnelly, who turned into like one of my best friends and my favorite people in the world throughout the
She's
process.
amazing.
Yes, she is the best. And she and I just got super close over the 2 years that we were shooting this book together. And I feel like the book is what it is because of Katie and her photography and her vision and her like way of working is just like so inspiring. She is so inspiring. She is the best person in the world. And so she's on this project with me. And because of that, it's like the greatest of all time, in my opinion. The book is super fun and easy to flip through and super easy to get inspired by. And I'm super proud of it. It was really hard. I got the book deal and found out I was pregnant on the same day.
Oh my word.
So it was a big day.
Yeah, big day. And you can't even drink champagne for it.
True. But then like I had a kind of a horrible pregnancy and ended up being super sick. So the book got pushed back an entire year.
Okay.
But like, it's all how it's supposed to be in the end.
Totally.
So yeah, I'm super proud of it. I'm really happy that we've had a good reception and that everyone else loves it. And yeah, I'm just so grateful.
Hooray. I'm so excited. And I'm going to buy it as soon as we get off this call. And I know everyone else will now that they're listening to it. But please tell everyone where they can find and follow you and how they can get the book.
So you can order the book anywhere. It's called Fleurs by Adrienne Ryser. And you can follow me, Adrienne Ryser, at my personal Instagram, or I think it's mandatory to follow the flower shops. So that's La Rosoir Paris, and then we have La Rosoir Oslo, and there you can find all of our, daily life at the flower shops.
Oh my gosh, it's so dreamy. We will link everything down in the show notes. Adrienne, I have loved this conversation. I cannot wait to play with you. I hope we are in Paris at the same time very soon. But thank you so much.
Thank you, Wendy. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me. I'm all hyped up now. I mean, I'm like feeling it.
That's how we
You
do it,
rock.
Queen. Thank you.
You're the
Right back
best,
at
girl.
you.
Thank you so much. Talk to you soon.
I hope you enjoyed that conversation as much as I did. As always, any links or notes mentioned can be found at phineaswrighthouse.com in the podcast section of our site or in the show notes below. And if you haven't connected with me personally, come find me on Instagram at Phineas Wrighthouse and let me know you listened to this episode. I'd love to get to know you. Thank you for sharing this time with me. I know your days are full, and I'm really grateful that you chose to spend some of your precious time right here. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss any of these delightful conversations. I'll see you next week.